Hey guys, welcome to your first practice session with me, Mr. Ablett. Nice to see you again. I hope you have your bass clarinet all assembled and ready to go. If you don't, just push pause on the video and get your reed in the right spot and make sure you got some cork grease on those tenon corks. You've got a nice chair, got a good space to practice for the next 15-20 minutes or so. I've got my music stand set up right here with my music on it. So I'm good to go. So let's get started right away. My instrument's all assembled. Let's check and make sure we've got it in the right spot. Looks like my neck is a little bit out of adjustment. Sometimes if you're trying to reach the keys and it's a little bit awkward, just loosen off that neck adjustment and turn it around until it's in the most comfortable place you can find. There we go. Now I'm just going to scooch that down. So I pushed the camera away a little bit so that you can see my fingers and exactly what I'm doing to play the notes in the book. So we're on page 4 in Essential Elements. We're going to learn our first song, which is called Number 1, The First Note. So the bass clarinet plays on the second line for this note, and it's called G. And we're going to hold that note for 4 counts, and then we're going to rest for 4 counts, and then we're going to play for 4 counts, and then we're going to rest for 4 counts. And G is a really easy note for fingering on the bass clarinet because you literally don't have to push anything down. Have your hands in the right spot though. So remember, right thumb goes on the thumb rest, just the tip of the thumb, just the last knuckle goes on. You see that there? Just the last knuckle, the very sort of end of the thumb, not the tip, but just sort of the last bit goes on that thumb rest, and then your fingers are going to hover over the keys that will eventually play. Okay, we don't want to be having our fingers sticking out all over the place. That doesn't help us. So we're going to have fingers in the right spot. We're going to have our instrument adjusted so that when we're sitting up nice and tall, the instrument is in perfect spot and it just sails right into your mouth when it comes towards you. Okay. Now remember, planting your teeth on top of the mouthpiece, making a little pillow for your bottom teeth, flatten out your chin and make a nice firm seal around the mouthpiece and make this sound. Again, no fingers plays the G, okay? Now, you see that note on the second line? It even has the letter G in it. Can you memorize that note right now? Super hard. Yeah, it's not hard at all. You can memorize one note. You can memorize a whole bunch of notes, actually. Why don't we start right now? The note on the second line is called G, and it's no fingers. Let's play it together. Song number 1, called The First Note. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you make the same sound as me? That's why I'm making the video, so that you can hear it, so you can see it, and you can imitate. Let's try that one more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the G note. Got it. Awesome. So instead of me counting the entire time, I would encourage you to use a tool that musicians have been using for centuries. We have a modern version of it, which I've pulled up on my laptop right here. And it's called a metronome. And a metronome is a device which helps us keep time as musicians. Musicians really struggle with that. I've struggled with that a lot over my career. Knowing exactly how to play in time is an art form in and of itself. So I've got, I just went into Google and I typed in metronome, and there's a whole bunch of free ones that you can use. Pick a speed that you want to play at. The one I've chosen is 100 beats per minute. Sounds like this. It even tells you on the screen, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, why don't we play along with the metronome on the same song, number 1. This way it's going to help us count and really feel the pulse. Ready? 1, 2, 3. How did you do? All right, awesome. Good job. Hey, the fact that you're even watching this video tells me that you're a rock star. Awesome job, okay? You're following instructions in band. You're doing the work after school. Rock on. Feel good about that, okay? Let's play the song number 2 in the book. It's called Count and Play. Now, it's the same note, right? As you can see, it's G, 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 G. There's just 4 of them in a row. And what we're going to do is that we're going to use our tongue right on the end of the reed, right here, okay? And we're going to say two, 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 two while we're playing. Why don't we just try and start a note with the tip of our tongue? So it's just going to be right there on the reed, okay? Not on the tip of the reed like that, but on the end of the reed. So coming up from the bottom, your tongue will just touch the reed and say two, 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 two. Okay? Let's just try a couple. How'd you do? Can you start the note with your tongue? That's amazing if you can do that already. If you're still struggling with it, that's okay. There's lots of students that struggle with it for a long time, like years. And if you're getting it on the first day, oh, yes, I'm so excited. Okay, it's gonna make you sound clear, give you a big, robust sound. Awesome. So now, let's put it into practice for the song number 2, Count and Play. I'll start the metronome. 1, 2, 3, go. That's it. Simple, right? Let's do it again. 1, 2, ready, play. Look, Ma, no hands. Remember, there's no fingers pressing down when we play a G on the instrument. All right, let's move on to number 3. It's called A New Note. And you'll notice it occupies the bottom space on the staff. And it's called F. Memorize that note now. Bottom space is called F. And you can see that there's a little picture of like a schematic diagram of your instrument. It's called a fingering chart. And it's written right there in your book. And it tells you to use your thumb to push down the F key on the back of the bass clarinet. It sounds like this. You try. Listen to me and then imitate the sound. Your turn. Okay, so that back and forth, that really helps us develop a sense of the core sound of the instrument. All right, let's try playing number 3, A New Note. Can we play it 2 times through? It's a short song, so we'll just play it. I'll do a little talking in between so that you know when to start the second time. But let's do it 2 times in a row. Ready? Here's the metronome. 1, 2, ready? Not too hard. Here we go. One more time. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So these songs are pretty simple to get started, but we're just learning like the first words of the language, right? You've just learned how to say hello in Italian or French or Swahili or whatever language we're learning, okay? So now that we know a couple of words, we can start to form little ideas, okay? Like song number 4 called Two's a Team. We're going to go between the note F, which is played with your thumb, remember? The bottom space of the staff, up to the second line of the staff, where it's no fingers pushed down, called G. Let's play Two's a Team. 2 times through. Ready? Here's the metronome. 1, 2, ready? Let's try it again. Ready? 1, 2, 3. you doing? Do you have a nice sound on the clarinet? You know, one of the things that I remember when I was taking lessons is that my teacher would tell me, you know, if you don't have nice tone, nothing else matters. You could play the highest, the loudest, the fastest, the lowest, the slowest, all the different parts of music you could know, but if you don't have a nice sound, nobody wants to listen to you. So play with the prettiest sound you can possibly make all the time. And that reinforces that idea. Whenever we play the instrument, super important. Tone is everything. So use lots of air, make a big robust sound, make the whole room vibrate, okay? We don't do this all day long to annoy the people we live with. We only do it for a few minutes every day, okay? So let's move on. Song number 5 is called Heading Down. Okay, now we're going to use, the first note we played was G, which was no fingers, and then F, and now we're going to play E. Now remember, it is the round key on the front, okay? Don't worry about that little paddle part down there. I want you to plug that little vent hole there. It's not this teardrop key and it's not this side key here. It's this one. It's one of the 3 main keys on the front, okay? So thumb and first finger plays E, and you can see it. It's right there in your book. It's on the first line E. E, F, G is what we've learned, okay? So let's play an E. Sounds like this. Your turn. Think in your head, this is an E. All right, now let's try playing number 5, Heading Down. Metronome. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Thinking about the tone of the clarinet. Boom, a big round sound. Round sound is what we're looking for. One more time. 1, 2, ready. All right, now finally, moving on up is the song number 6, and we're going to use all 3 notes. We're going to play E, 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 2, 3, 4. E, E, F, F, G. Do that fingering with me. We don't even need to play the song to practice it. You can practice it silently or by talking it through. Talking is super important for our own learning. So if you're talking to yourself in the practice room, good job, okay? Hey, we're weird, we're musicians, okay? That's just the way it is, okay? Every musician I've known is a little bit like, okay, including me. So here we go, obviously. Let's try it again, silently. 1, 2, start with E, thumb, and first finger. 1, 2. Now, did you see what I did with my fingers, by the way? Yeah, I don't hide my fingers behind the clarinet while I'm playing E. I want to have my fingers hovering over the keys, because eventually I'm going to be using all of these keys and I'm going to be going lightning fast and doing all these amazing things. But if I have my fingers back here just as a bad habit, that's not going to be good for me later on. So fingers always hovering above the keys, please. Start with an E. 1, 2, just fingers. E, 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 E. 2, 3, 4. E, E, F, F, G. 2. One more time. E, 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 E. Do the fingering with me. E, E, F, F, G. Simple, right? Now, we've actually created a neural pathway in our brains. You've done that a couple of times now. This should be like super easy because you already know how to do it. All we have to do is blow into this crazy tube and the right sound should come out. Metronome. 1, 2, 3. Let's play that again, just to get some extra practice. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, great job. And that's it. Number 6 is the end of page 4. You just finished page 4. Congratulations. Way to go. Now, there's a little thing that I always do at the end of my practice session. I always give myself what's called, scientists have called it this, it's called a brain cookie. Okay, everybody likes to have a cookie when they come home from school. Dunk it in your milk. I'm getting hungry now thinking about it. But a brain cookie is a little treat that you give yourself on a brain level that tells you, good job, and it makes you want to come back and do it again next time. All right? And so the brain cookie I'm going to use is a drum track. So I've got YouTube pulled up on my computer right now, and I just typed in drums 100 BPM, or beats per minute. Can you hear that okay? Okay, it's a lot of fun when you crank it up. Now we're gonna play number 6, moving on up, with the drum track, and we're gonna pretend we're rock stars. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Pretty cool, right? It actually starts to sound like decent music when you have the drums in behind. It's a simple melody, but I played this a million times in professional groups. That exact melody. It's a very common melody. Why don't we just try experimenting with our instruments now? With the drum track in behind, I'm gonna play a little melody, and I want you to see what you can do. I'm gonna play some new notes we haven't even talked about yet. That's okay. We're just gonna have some fun. Watch me. Now you take a turn. Play anything you want. It's okay if it sounds great or if it sounds funny, go for it. Let's try it. Ready? Instrument? 1, 2, ready, play. Awesome. Great job. Great job. Even if you tried just a little bit, you tried 1 or 2 notes, success. That's awesome. You're awesome. That's what I think. Hey, and I'm the expert. I should know, right? It's true. I do know. If you're watching this video, it means that you're focused and you know what's going on in band. Good for you. And you just finished the first page in 1 day. I've had some students, it takes months for them to finish what's happening on page 4. You just did it. Good for you. Okay? So I hope to post more videos like this in the future to help you out with your practicing, but that's what practicing looks like. We sit down and we go through a page. I'll even have an extra video on practicing itself. What is it that we're trying to do? What is it that we're it's not just like, okay, play it again. It's so much more than that, and it's an art form in and of itself, as many things are in music. So I hope you had fun today. I'll see you in band. Bye.